It's time to talk about bowling, baseball, and ping pong. Wait. Hello everyone, and today this happened.
One cool thing you can do here is a rock wall climbing. There isn't anyone in there right now, but I've done that before. It's pretty cool.
As some of you might know, this is Sports Month. And I know that some of you out there don't like sports. But don't worry. It's going to be okay? You're not going to get exhausted by watching this or anything. You know, you'll watch an episode of, like, Seinfeld, right? And it might be about running, but, I mean, you're not going to just change a channel because it's about running, you know? I mean, it's Seinfeld. And that's how I feel about my show, you know? You're not going to change the channel, right? Just because we're talking about a subject you might not like. It'll still be fun. I'm still here. I'll make it more enjoyable for you all. But yes, I do like sports. I'm not really watching them, but participating in them I do enjoy. And I just thought on this episode I'd talk about my top 5 favorite. And I should warn you that I'm judging this list on how easy it is to do, as well as how fun it is for me personally to do, so you might not agree. But anyways, here are my choices.
At number 5, walking.
Walking is often looked down at as a sport. You know, I feel like it's in the same category as things like bowling and golfing and video games. And I mean, let's be honest, those things aren't really sports. Even if they tell you those things are sports, they're not really. But yeah, I do have to admit I am a little bit skeptical about how much exercise walking is. It feels to me like you just have to do a lot of it in order to lose any weight. I mean, maybe if you walked like 12 miles or something you might, but I just feel like a mile isn't going to do it. But there is a very, there's a spirit to it, I guess you could say. You know, just going outside and seeing the birds fly around. There's a real adventure to it. And it's easy to do. All you need is your shoes. So, you don't even need any other clothes. Just your shoes. And you can go on a walk. I think that's pretty nice. Don't really do that. Or do it, I don't care. That'd be great video content for me.
Number 4, rock climbing.
Rock wall climbing is one of those sports that I've just started to get into. And I admit that I haven't done it all that often. The only 2 times were at Frostburg and at Funland. But both times I really enjoyed it, you know. It's something about just climbing up to the top and being up there and looking down at the whole world below you. You know, it's really exhilarating. The only problem with this is that unless you have like mountains or trees to climb, it's not really easy to do. You almost have to have a rock wall. And those things just aren't lying, you know, beneath the couch or anything. Although... Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do this here. Just... Okay. Woo! I'm at the top, everyone! I'm on the top of the world! Okay, let's get down. Okay, I'm too afraid to get down. Okay, I'm just gonna stand here. Help! Help!
Number 2, boating.
Those of you who are longtime fans of this show might know that I love island adventure stories. You know, things like Gulliver's Travels, Treasure Island, Legend of Zelda, Wind Waker. Just, I don't know, something about just setting off on a canoe and the blue water all around you and seagulls flying overhead. There's just something truly magical about it. And honestly, I could just live that way, just sailing off from island to island on adventures, you know, with my trusty parrot at my side and Mr. Pig and his pirate hat and his little eye patch, and we journey off to all sorts of places and have all sorts of animal and human adventures, and just... I'm just going too far with this. Sorry.
Number 3, weightlifting.
I will admit that weightlifting isn't the easiest sport to do. You know, it really depends on what you consider to be weightlifting. I would consider push-ups and pull-ups to be in that category, but I know some people might not. Some people might only include the machine work, and in that case, yeah, it's going to be expensive. And it can be kind of boring too. All you're doing is just lifting up objects. That's pretty much what weightlifting is all about. But let me speak in defense of it. It is a reliable exercise. You know, if you go to the gym and lift weights, you're going to get bigger muscles. You know, you're going to get exercise. It does what it says it's going to do. And it's simple, and there is a weird sense of fun to it. I do have to admit, going to the gym, I'm always like amazed at some of these people that come in. They're just like these giant masses of muscles, and then they just have these tiny little heads on their bodies. And I never see these people in public. It's just like they live at the gym. They're like these creatures. The creatures of the gym. Make a website about that.
Number 1. Running.
Well, this might not come as any surprise to some of my audience, but running is my choice for number 1. As a lot of you might know, it's the sport that I did originally in high school that I was pretty good with. And it's just, it's one of those sports that's easy to do. All you need is a pair of shoes and nothing else. And I don't know why I have to say nothing else. Why it just has to be shoes. You should really wear clothes if you're running. I mean, maybe if you're inside, you know, that's your life. I don't care. But if you're outside in public, you should really probably wear some clothes. But yeah, getting away from that, running is just the funnest and easiest sport in the world to do. And I know there's risks to your knees as you get older and stuff, but who needs knees anyways? You know, you're old. You want someone to push you around in a wheelchair. That stuff's fun. I've always wanted someone to push me around. I'm always like looking over at the baby in the stroller and being like, I wish I was that guy. I don't have to do any work. They're just pushing me around. So no, it is the best sport, you know. After that, you just get a life of rest. What is better than that? And those are my choices for the 5 greatest sports. What do you all think? What do you think is the greatest sport? Leave below in the comments. You won't, but I mean, I always say that anyways, just in case one of you does, and then I'm just like, oh yes, finally somebody's paying attention to me. I have low self-esteem, to be honest. I would really enjoy it if you did that. And like, share, and subscribe too. That would also make me very happy. Just a poor job. Please, help me out. And now it's time to play What Can I Shoot Out of a Slingshot? A game that I'm sure is perfectly safe. Anyway, first thing I've got here is a baseball. What will happen when I shoot this out of a slingshot? Okay, the vase broke. Okay. Move on to the next thing. Okay, a banana. It's really broad, banana. Ooh. Oh, okay, that smashed it a little bit. Alright. Football. Alright. And literature. Okay. Literature is outlawed on Sports Week. So you get out of here, book, die! Yes, took care of the book. And this, folks, is an old joke that we are going to get rid of. So, go away! Thank you all for joining me.